What's up, everyone? All right, well, it's still October. This is let's see, it's October 7th. So this is the 7th day in a row of rain. But it's also my fifth or fourth green day of the month. Making some nice progress. Now today's a day where I made the decision that if I'm not gonna hit a home run, I'm at least gonna get myself on base with a base hit. And I hit 2 base hits. So 2 trades, 2 winners, and about $400 of profit. It's not a home run, but you know what? I'll take $400 of profit over being red any day of the week. Now, for those of you guys on YouTube, I want to remind you 2 things. Number 1, comments and questions go down below, and I respond to every single comment and question that's posted. Number 2, I really want to encourage you guys to jump over to the Oktoberfest landing page because tonight is the last night of our Oktoberfest sale. We extended it one more day, expired midnight on Sunday, and then we got emails this morning from people that missed the coupon code, and the coupon code wasn't working. Can we turn it back on? They really want to join. And so what we decided to do is bring on 15 more students in addition to the students that we brought on as of last night. All right, so we've got 15 more spots that are open, but we will be officially and not extending it tonight, midnight. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump online here. I'm gonna do YouTube Live probably around 7 or 8 o'clock Eastern time, and I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a demo. I'm gonna walk through the platform with you, the Warrior Pro course, the simulator, the chat room, and give you guys a little preview of what it's like for those of you who have been watching from the sidelines for a lot, are seeing the Oktoberfest sale, and are thinking about joining, and just wanna have a few questions answered, all right? So join me tonight for that. If you don't need to watch that and you wanna jump right in, get over to the coupon code page, use it, get in the chat room, into the classes today. All right, so I'll hope to see you guys in the chat room in the community soon, and as always, questions, comments, leave below. All right, see you guys later. All right, so you can see my P&L here. I'm up $415.08. And what I said to myself today, I said, you know what, Ross? If you can't hit a home run, at least get yourself on base. Because, the alternative is I just try to run for second and third and then I get struck out. If I'm not in a market where I'm going to be able to hit a home run for whatever reason, then at least take the base hit and take a little bit of progress. So you know what? Today's a green day. I've got 2 trades. I've got 2 winners. That's 100% accuracy. I'm gonna put it in my calendar here and make it official. I said the market was dead on Friday, and then today I said it's more dead. Because Friday was dead, today's more dead. Today's just so slow. I don't know if it's all the political stuff going on that's just kind of like weighing on things a little bit or what it is, but I can't wait for the next stock that really puts in some momentum and takes off because it's going to be exciting. So let's see. Let me pull up the gap scanner for this morning. So every morning for me starts the same way, right around 9:15. I come online, I drive from my house down to my office here, which is like, I don't know, it's a short drive. And actually, side note, I spent a good portion of the day, Saturday and Sunday, washing the car, clay bar, getting it in really good shape, putting on the sealant, and I was letting the sealant soak in overnight, and then I was gonna do some more work on it. So I actually drove our old Subaru to work because the nice car is too nice, and it's raining out, and I didn't want to get water spots on it. So yeah, but I took it pretty seriously this weekend, and it looks brand new. All right, so let's see. So anyway, so I drove down to the office this morning and got my gap scanners up. And the first thing I looked at here when I pulled up the gap scanners was that we basically didn't have anything on here that looked that good. AKCA, this is an 88 million share float. SPHS is too cheap. This one, I was kind of thought I would check, but a 30 million share float, wasn't interested in it. INFU, I said this morning, I'm not going to trade a stock that has FU in the title. Not in this market. I can't take that risk. So, and I say the same thing when I'm picking out my outfit in the morning. I see a red shirt, and not today. I just can't afford it. It's the beginning of the month, and we're trying to come into the hot season here. I can't have any of that. So that one was automatically off the list. ABUS, 53 million share float. No. This one, no. This one, 26 million share float. So, just going down the list, it's like, no, 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 no. So by 9:15, 9:20, they pretty much knew that there was nothing on the watch list that really looked good today, which doesn't mean that I won't have potentially a great day. I've certainly had days where I don't have anything initially off the watch list, but the bell rings, a stock hits this high day momentum scanner, it squeezes up, and boom, that gives me an opportunity for a really great trade. So, that's fine. It just means I probably won't trade in the first 2 minutes. Okay, so we've got nothing on watch here. Ring Central, I'm not gonna trade this, although if I'm gonna be honest, this would have been the best trade of the day. If I go to a 10-second chart on Ring Central, you'll see how this gave like a picture perfect dip out of the gates to 168 and then surged up to 178, $10 a share. But at the same time, trading a stock like this, there's a lot of risk. And I really can't afford to take that kind of risk this early in the month. And I just, this is the funny thing about my strategy is I trade for income. And even though I've made $1 million in the market, and even though I could certainly afford to not trade for a month, or I could afford to take a $10,000 loss if the potential was a $30,000 winner, I still kind of trade every single day like I have a small account. On the one hand, that's really terrible for me because I'm really not maximizing on my potential. I mean, I've got $190,000 of buying power here, plus I've got $180,000 in my retirement account. For some reason, when you switch between accounts, sometimes it lags out a little bit. But anyways, so I've got like almost $270,000, $260,000, and I'm really not using a lot of it. So that's not great for me. But what's good for you about it is that I trade pretty much every single day as if I had the same account size that many of you guys have, which is a small account. And I do that because for me, I just feel like every single day I have a goal of making a little bit of money, and every day that I close up shop and I'm green, I feel good about myself. And I feel like I did my work. I did a good job. And having a day where I'm up 30 grand, yeah, that's nice. But having days where I'm down 5 or 10 grand is terrible. And so Ring Central here, out of the gates, it dips down. And I kind of was watching and I was like, oh, it's kind of interesting, but really outside my price range, shouldn't do it. But it was a gap and go setup. It was gapping up. There was JP Morgan Chase had a price target increase out on it. It dips down. Usually on this dip, this is where I buy up a small cap stock. So I probably would have been buying this up around 169, 170, and then adding over the pre-market high of 174. Well, this ended up squeezing up, as you can see here, to 178, but it didn't really hold the level very well. It retraced pretty quickly, and the spreads were really big. So I'm not sure if I really missed, I probably didn't really miss anything. Okay, so that one was the first one I was watching, but I didn't trade it. Then XENT hits the scanner. I look at it and, I think I was just like, hey, we're 5 minutes in, something is finally moving, I'm gonna jump on it. So XENT is moving, and it's moving relatively quickly, high volume, but the float's not perfect and the price is a little too high. But I jumped in it anyways, thinking maybe it would give gap fill up to 17, the close on Friday, and then reverse off that level. So I wanted to go long and then go short. Well, it only hit a high of 1650, and I got in at 1630. Actually, it was like 1635. So I made $24.93, and that was on 3,500 shares. So, I made less than a penny per share, but on this one, I was actually down for a second on it before it came back up. And so really, I'm just glad that I am not red on it. So I bought during this 1 minute pullback here. I thought it was gonna break, it then pulls back. and then it ripped. So I got out on this candle here and then sold the rest as it came back down here. So not a very impressive trade. Probably wasn't even worth the stab just because of the price and the float. So that was my first trade, which is terrible. The second trade, and now we're just sitting here, nothing's happening. JMIA, I saw it hit the scanner. I pulled up the chart. My process is I see the stock, I see the float. I know it's not really a 22,000 share float, but because it's super low, it tells me that the stock has a potential to give a parabolic move. And it says it's a former runner. And I'm somewhat familiar with the name, and that's from back here. Scroll back a little ways, when it made this big move. All right, so I looked at it and I was like, okay, you know what? Boom, I'm jumping in. Shift 1. I didn't even have time to enter the order. Shift 1, I jumped in. Now, just for reference, ZVZZT is a NASDAQ test stock. Watch what happens when I press Shift 1. Okay, that was a bad example. What was supposed to happen was my order would go through. I'm gonna just type in the order here. There's a funny spread here on this thing. I don't know why it, you know what, that's interesting. Well, it's the NASDAQ test stock, but usually the order, I've never seen the spread so big on it. I think there might be something wrong with it. In any case, usually you press the order, let's say I just put the order for 1,000 shares up here. I click the buy button and it should be instantaneous. Clearly there's something wrong with it. What's one of the other test stocks? Can someone give me one of the, oh, now it says it's halted. This is ridiculous. There's a couple different test stocks. I try to remember them, but I only remember this one. Anyways, what I was going to show you was the speed at which the order fills. Of course, the order needs to be working properly in order for that to happen. But in any case, on JMIA, I pull it up. JMIA, I see the chart, and Shift 1, I'm in just like that. So I just jumped in really quickly. It squeezes up to a high of 7, I don't know what this high was, like 870 or something like that. So, you know, it makes a nice move up. I actually added at 50, 57, and 60. It then did not continue, and all of a sudden it started to look sort of like this, where see how all these buyers are stacked up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It starts to look really thickly traded. And I was like, you know what? I think this might be there's something with this that's not right. I don't know if it's a bigger float or what it is, but I'm just gonna leave it alone. Or I'm gonna get out. So I got out, I hit the bid and bailed out. And so I was out with $390 of profit, and that ended up being about 5 cents per share. So it was nothing impressive, but you know, again, better than nothing. A base hit, I'll take a base hit versus a red trade any day. And yeah, again, you know, if I can't hit a home run, I might as well at least try to get a base hit, because you know, this $400, it's gonna put me green on obviously the day and green on the week, which is a good start. And there's a certain aspect of trading that is about self-confidence. Those of you guys on YouTube and Facebook, I'd love to hear you comment, and you can leave comments down below on the confidence side of things, because it feels for me like I am just exponentially more confident in my trading when I'm up even just $100 versus being red 100. I mean, not that 100 really makes a huge difference for me, but just the significance that today I'm green. You know, it just always makes me feel better. And even though in theory, you could have a strategy where you're right only 20% of the time, which means you're wrong 80% of the time, and you could still make money. And the reason would be that the 80% of the time, so let's say 20, I'll just move this out of the way so I can draw back here. So let's say you've got 100 trades, but only 20% accuracy. You've got 20 winners and you've got 80 losers. So let's say your losses on average are $100. All right, so $100 on average times 80, you're down $8,000. All right. Now, on the flip side, your winners, let's say, are 1,000. All right. So 1,000 times 20 winners is $20,000. So even though you're wrong 80% of the time, you're making $12,000 every 100 trades. For me, I don't feel comfortable with accuracy that's less than 50%. When I'm wrong more than half the time, I just start to feel, I start to get more conservative. I don't take as much risk. I get timid. I start hesitating. And then when something really does work, I overcompensate by being aggressive at the wrong time. And so for me, even though I understand statistically and mathematically that you can be profitable with, accuracy as low as 20%, I still just focus on trying to be right 70, 80% of the time if I can. And, today's a day where I did end up being right 100% of the time, but certainly I had to sacrifice any possibility of a home run because I took profit at only 5 cents, and here I got out with only 1 cent. But that was a decision I made, and of course now I'm going to go into tomorrow feeling, decent and just like, okay, trading's been a little slow, but hey, I was green. So, let's look for the next green day. Anyway, so that's about it for me. Only 2 trades today. Not a lot of progress, but, I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow, and hopefully we see some more momentum. So, again, those of you guys with questions and comments, leave them below, and I encourage you guys to be giving a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel for those of you guys on Facebook and YouTube, and I will see you all first thing tomorrow morning. All right, thanks everyone. See you guys in the morning. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.